This is Jerome with the Danger Zone. Again, I am bringing to you the Hardin County Sheriff candidate, Brian Skinner. This is
So my presence in that sheriff's office you'll immediately feel it, because that's just what I do. I mean, I bring people together. There is a lot of discontent out there that people are talking to me about, but I have, as I've said before, I do try to stay objective, because I understand that there are different perspectives to what happens, and it's incumbent upon me to stay objective, so that I'm not going into a job where I've already made a bunch of accusations against people there without justification. But just at face value, it's a whole different experience if you're talking about people who are upset with what's going on now. You have to be sensitive to that reality, because they are victims usually. They have had some negative experience happen to them, and there's a dissatisfaction as to what the outcome was, or how they were treated, or how it was handled, right? But I am unapologetically a victim's advocate, and so if victims have felt like a better job could be done, or a better outcome, or been treated differently, then I am very sensitive to that, and I don't want our victims to feel that way. And if it's avoidable, then by God, I want to avoid it. I mean, that would be my best answer. I'm not trying to demonize anybody, but yes, I've heard a lot of stories, and I want to be that guy for them. So it may be a simple solution. In other ways, it could be, tip of the iceberg problem.
That's what's leading you into this candidacy.
Yeah, I would have the ability to set the criteria that I value most, and it wouldn't be some kind of personal interest. And that's the beauty of what people can get from the political outsiders, because it would be what I believe to be best for the community and the sheriff's office in general, as far as providing service and letting us be the best that we can be as people, because you've got to start with good people before you can get good service. And but I am making an offer that I'm hoping the public will accept. I don't have any personal gain in this. I don't really like talking about that much, but it's important for them to know that. Because of my experience in Beaumont, you learn to prioritize your life as well as your service. So, of course, the bigger the issue, the more important it is to me. Naturally, in this kind of environment, people who seek me out are people who have felt wronged and victimized by the system. So I've heard some very horrendous stories, as have you apparently. And if there's any truth to some of those stories, then that would be where my heart would lie. Like, we've got to make these things right. I mean, we can't. And I'm not saying we can make the past right. I'm about the future. Okay, meaning what's done is probably done. There may be a few exceptions where things could be done, but as a general rule, I'm talking about starting fresh forward in the future. But I don't want to repeat history if there is a tendency for these things to happen. It could be a lack of training. It could be ineptness, but not necessarily on behalf of their capabilities. But it just may be they're not trained. They don't know, or they just didn't know the best way to handle something. It could be an integrity issue in some cases as well. It's hard to say, but I would be interested in knowing what the other side of the story is in some of these matters.
All you need is the will to do right.